Welcome to the Nerd Party.
Hello, everybody at home, and welcome to Second Contact, a Star Trek Lower Decks commentary podcast. My name is Charlene Schmidt, and with me, as always, is
Tristan Riddell.
Tristan Riddell. We've done it again. We are completing a third season of Lower Decks. I say it every year. It happens too fast, but dang it, it does.
I feel like this is the fastest season yet. I feel like we just started this show. Like, it just started this podcast, yeah.
I know. Didn't we just get this going a couple weeks ago or something? It's insane how fast this went. But here we are for episode 10, The Stars at Night, and the summary goes as follows. The Cerritos crew must prove their worth in a mission race.
That's pretty apt. Like, that's straight up
It's pretty
the
concise. It's all right. They've done worse this season.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so how about we just jump in? I mean, this is our last hurrah for a while.
Let's go right into it. This episode is almost 28 minutes long, and everyone needs to stay until the very, very end.
This is true. This is true. If you did not know that, we're going to go through the credits for a very important reason this time around. And if this happens to be your very first time listening to us at Second Contact, you can queue up your copy of Lower Decks episode 10, and we stop at the black screen after the Cerritos swirls by and reminds you that, yes, you are watching Star Trek. That's so kind of them to do that for us. And we'll count you down, 3, 2, 1, play, and you can watch along with us. Or if you're just listening, hey, that's cool too. Do whatever you're doing and be safe. 3, 2, 1, play. Let's do Lower Decks. I love the revamped space dock.
Yes. It's one of my favorite things in one of my favorite designs in Star Trek. It feels like home whenever I see it. I'm like,
yeah.
Star Trek.
I don't know why, but it feels so majestic. I can't explain it. It just is. Like, it's way better than this Starfleet command building. Like, I'd hang out in space dock, definitely. Maybe it's because it's so dang dark in this interrogation room.
That is very much like I'm trying to think of like in Undiscovered Country. I remember it wasn't exactly dark, but the surrounding, like outside the table, was dark. But this is pretty dim. Yeah,
it's pretty dim. Yeah, it's almost like you're working with spotlights.
You remember in the first episode of Discovery when she gets like court-martialed, how everyone looks like a villain from a Bond film, like how they're lit.
Yes. Now that you mentioned that, yes. Oh my gosh.
At least it wasn't that.
Yeah, this is true.
So this was a shock to me that they said that they were going to shutter the California class.
Yeah.
So like apparently that's a program. Like
apparently.
I know that we kind of knew that, but I don't think we've ever heard of that before in Star Trek, where like one class of ships is devoted to one type of mission. Like, I know that we have the Oberth class where it's just like, you know, like that's usually for not planetary discovery, but that's just for scientific missions. But it's not like the Oberth class is for scientific missions just at like gas nebula. You know, like, I don't know. It's something, this is super specific for a class of ship.
Yeah, it really is. And the fact that they're shutting down the whole class of ship, it's like when a car company retires like a whole line, like if Ford retires the Explorer or something like that. Like that's a whole thing that's going away, potentially to be replaced by something else, maybe the Texas class. And yeah, it's a great teaser. It's very solid, intriguing. Let's keep finding out what happens.
Yeah, this was crazy to me. Like, this is the kind of thing that you see in Lower Decks, but you probably wouldn't see in Star Trek, like in live action Star Trek.
Right.
It's a little bit too extreme where they're just like, oh, well, this one time an automated vessel saved your butt, and so we're going to cancel the entire line of ships.
It is extreme. Like, no, the Starfleet we know would be testing the heck out of these things. It wouldn't be one isolated incident that would retire an entire class of a ship. No. But this is Lower Decks. We're going to play with some exaggeration, and that's what makes it fun.
That's what makes it fun. That's what makes this awesome. This is exaggerated Star Trek. We have exaggerated emotions, exaggerated plot lines, exaggerated jokes. That's what's great.
Yeah, it's basically just showing, I don't know, it's a great way of poking fun at Star Trek by doing that, by stretching just a little bit.
This was one of my favorite parts of the episode was Boimler's impressions. Like they're so on target.
Oh my gosh, Jack Quaid does great impressions. I had no idea.
Shax always surprises me. Like, I really thought that he would be so one-dimensional when we first brought him on. I thought he was just going to be a Worf replacement.
Right.
And just, but he's been so much more. Like, he's so sensitive.
He is. He's a very delicate bird.
He's
or bear,
very
I should
delicate.
Say.
Yeah, bear. Delicate
bear. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm so glad that they have made him more than just a one-dimensional character, because those first couple of times, all he's talking about is, I want to get rid of the warp core, which is going to have severe payoff.
Probably
and I
the
cannot
best payoff
wait.
in the season. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the best. Well, I don't want to say the best thing. There's so many good things in this episode. I love it so much.
So here we have an overt homage to Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Indeed. Yeah. We're catching up with Mariner and her expeditions of retrieving old relics that do not belong to Ferengi.
Yeah, this is interesting because you can really tell that they want to have the archaeologist approach, but they also don't want to get scorched by woke Twitter by having grave robbing.
Yeah.
And so,
which is why their mission is to retrieve from the Steelers.
Yeah, it's very much like, since it's a continued Raiders reference, like we have Indiana Jones saying, "This belongs in a museum,"
Right. Yeah. Oh, okay. And speaking of funding, okay, we're talking about money in the 24th century. Is there or is there not money? This is something we go back and forth on.
There's definitely money in the 24th century. There's lots of money in the 24th century. I mean, we see that with a lot of different races. But is there money within the Federation? No, not within the Federation.
Which is so weird because... What? Yeah. Because we find out who's been funding this expedition. And it's a Starfleet admiral.
That's what makes it even super weirder.
Like, how did he get all that money then?
Where's that coming from? How is he funding that? Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, I guess the winery, I guess.
I love that the Admiral has another design for the Admiral uniform, which is another in-joke, because in TNG, we saw like 15 different Admirals uniforms.
Oh, man. It's like everybody, if you reach Admiral, you get to design your own uniform. It's one of the perks.
I would love to see a short story like that, or like a short cartoon version of...
That would be pretty cool.
I felt Ransom saying, what even is that? Because that was immediately what popped in my head when Freeman said it.
Right? Yeah.
About having a second contact race.
Yeah, what does that mean? We're about to find out. And again, this is not something Starfleet would actually do, and that's okay.
See, this whole argument is weird to me. And again, this has to fall into... It's Lower Decks, it's a cartoon, just move on, let it go.
Yeah.
But the whole idea of second contact only being done by machines is insane to me, because second contact should be first and foremost a diplomatic mission.
Right.
You're a support second, like you're going to check in on these individuals. You're not just dropping off supplies. You're checking in on the individuals. A machine can't do that.
Yeah.
An automated drone can't do that.
No, how impersonal that would, if I were a first contacted world and they just send some drones to drop off some food. Hey, cool, thanks. But Where's the personal touch, man? That's really impersonal. Yeah, there's not really a whole lot of dialogue going on there. I don't
Yeah.
care how good the AI is.
Now, if they were just doing like a supply run, like if they were going to, like
Sure,
if a scientific outpost needed supplies and you didn't want to send an entire ship, then sure, send the Texas class.
absolutely. Also, like we saw in the last episode, if you need an automated fighter, cool, you're not going to lose crew lives. We're going to hear a lot of warp me's
A lot
today.
of warp me. Maximum warp me was my favorite, I think.
So the moment I realized this guy was a full-fledged Badmiral was when he lit the cigar. Yeah. And his name is Buen Amigo, which I mean is sort of like a blending of like good friend in Spanish. No, he isn't. He is Badmiral.
What was, and I mentioned this last week. Actually, no, I'm changing my thought. So with this, like they're like this is like a communications array, right? Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
So is this really fair? A fair comparison where they have to go in and fix a pre-existing one, but the Texas style just has to drop off a new one.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a fair comparison between the two
Not
ships.
at all. No, it isn't. It's so much easier to drop off a new one, but also is that not a waste of resources? Or is
Yeah.
there reclamation going on? This is not fair already. But you kind of knew going into it that would be the point, right?
Right.
Because, of course, in terms of speed, you're not going to beat a machine, but you need the human touch.
And I do like that this is the thing that really kicked it into gear, like Tendi potentially finding life on a planet.
Yeah.
Like that's something that because they say that there is no human error. And I'm like, I mean, with a machine, I was like, yeah, but people still program the machine. Like you can have human error by programming the machine. And if you don't program them to check for life or find something, like there's, I can't remember where I heard this, but maybe it was about the Mars missions. I'm not quite sure. It could be making it up, and maybe it happened in a Star Trek episode, but it was something about like why we don't just send drones. And it's because like there was an individual who was walking somewhere and found a stone that had significance that a machine never in a million years would have picked up. But a human with experience saw it, knew that it shouldn't be there, and recognized that it was out of place.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah, and I think that like that Tendi is a great example of that.
Totally. Also, she's playing into a little bit of Star Trek 2, where there can't be so much as a microbe or the show's off.
Exactly. I loved this too, because this was like a throwback to the Deep Space Nine episode where Jadzia was going to try to like fell in love real quick and then was trying to go back with him, but then couldn't.
Yeah, because they had a limited window. She was either going to go or she wasn't. Yeah. Right. Which makes you wonder how many planets are like this where they're phasing in and out.
Right. Well, at least 2. We know that from now.
At least 2.
I do like that we get to see Boimler on the bridge a little bit more.
He's been on the bridge quite a bit.
Yeah, especially this season. And like, yeah, because a lower decker would fly the ship, would be in the front sometimes.
Right. Yes, indeedy. You know who we haven't seen enough of this season in retrospect now that we've seen all 10 episodes? Dr. T'Ana has not had nearly enough lines. And half of them are bleeped. So I'm hoping in season 4, we're going to get a little more of her developing, having a story possibly, or at least more to do than just like bleep, 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 bleep.
We did see her with Shax in the holodeck. Like that was a pretty extended scene.
Well, it reminded us that they're definitely an item and they're very good for each other. That's true. That was definitely her shining moment of the season. But I'd like to see a little more.
I would like to see more of her too, but I don't know if we saw any less of her in season 3 than we have in previous seasons.
Well, this is true. In season 3, she probably had more to do than in seasons 1 or 2. But as we keep growing and changing, yes. I would say of the upper deckers, she might be the one we know the least.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Like Shax has had a story, Freeman gets plenty of story, Ransom has had stories.
So this was a really well crafted episode because all these threads started coming together, and they started teasing this even from the first episode of
Yes.
with this Badmiral coming in and sending them to these types of missions, hoping that they'd fail in certain ways. The tease of Rutherford's implant, it's all coming to a head. And as we see at the very end of the episodes, it's not over yet.
No, this is going to be possibly the lifelong arc of the whole series, is coming to learn everything about what happened to Rutherford, what was going on, what's going to happen. We've found many more answers this season than we did in the previous 2 seasons combined, which is great. But like you said, room for more. It's not over.
So I did think that this Admiral's change happened a little too fast, because he went from not profiteering, but like, he's an admiral who's obsessed with self-promotion. And but then he goes into a cold-blooded killer, like real quick.
For real though. Yeah, would you say he even became the mustache twirling villain, like that tropish?
He was. I would have, I think, preferred if he did die from his own hubris, but I think I would have preferred if he didn't attempt to kill the Cerritos directly. Like maybe he just tried to disable them or something like that.
Or then leaves them in a situation where they could be left to die.
I don't know, something. It just seems a little bit too extreme right off the bat.
But he's really making all the other Badmirals look a lot better.
He kind of is. Like this, like, holy crap. Like
so, okay, again, this is the exaggeration of that trope.
You're right.
Yep. Also, I do find it funny that he has the Texas class and there's like kind of a rivalry between California and Texas. So the fact that these 2 classes of ship are kind of at odds with one another is pretty funny.
Yeah. I think like the geopolitical situation of our states, there's definitely something there between California and Texas. Definitely. Like, I loved this.
The Corpus Christi.
And the Corpus Christi. I could just love how deep his voice got. He's like, the Corpus Christi.
The way it was said, it was so good. I laughed too.
Oh my gosh. I lost it at this joke. Like, I laughed. I know that we sound like we're nitpicking right now, but this episode was so well put together, so funny, so many laugh out loud moments. I was shocked at this. Like, people are dying. Like, legit dying.
Yeah, and she's just basically saying, not our monkeys, not our circus. We don't need to get involved.
Oh, not even that. Like, I'm not even talking about like her ignoring it. I'm just talking about like from a TV show perspective, from a Star Trek cartoon perspective. Like, lots of innocent people are dying in this episode. Like, yeah, we saw like at the end of season 2 or 1, I think it might have been 1. We saw a ship explode. A lot of people died. But this, for some reason, was just a little bit more impactful. Like, this was like, we saw people exploding in the hallways, and you're just like, oh, they're not joking around. Like, this is happening.
This is true. Yeah, I thought you were talking about not Vash and Mariner having to sway her opinion.
I couldn't tell you her name if you put a gun to my head. Like,
she's not Vash. That is what I have named her. That's what's in the headcanon. I can't replace that with her real actual name unless I look it up. And I'm not going to do it. I'm too lazy.
I think that might be my favorite line in the episode is like, how many brown pots do we really need?
My favorite line is still yet to come because it made me laugh as a person who lives in LA County. Which you can probably guess wherever I'm going with that now. I could
probably guess where you're going, yeah.
Yeah, that's okay.
So this was, people pull guns on each other way too easy in sci-fi.
Do we know that that's on Stun? They haven't been working together that long.
Yeah.
How chummy are they?
It's on Stun.
Nevertheless, Yeah. If you've ever fallen in love with Beckett Mariner, or if you haven't up until this point, I think this is the episode where you do, because really, she has come full circle here. She's been on this journey and she's had that moment of, oh, the grass is not greener, basically.
Mhm.
And I really do want to be a part of Starfleet. And I want to be part of something that's better than just me. And this is an important purpose. This gives me meaning.
Yeah. So, yes, absolutely. This is insane to me that, I mean, this is the second time we've seen a Sovereign class get spanked.
Totally. Those
And it's
torpedoes are brutal.
Like, what kind of torpedoes are those? Like, why doesn't the whole fleet have these phasers and torpedoes?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it goes to show, like, the California class isn't firing those. They are not equipped with them. So some ships get some stuff and the others don't.
Like, this is crazy to me. Like, again, like, it's a cartoon, but it feels so overpowered. Like, the ship just seems so overpowered to me.
It really does. Well, I think, yeah, that's the point. It should be on its very last legs, and the poor Cerritos just gets beaten up all the time.
And again, like, at the beginning of the episode, they're in for a refit.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the episode, they're in for the next refit.
It's like this constant thing. They're just always at Space Talk getting fixed. Poor Ritos.
I love how big the engine is.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it's a nice blend of Abrams Trek and Prime Timeline.
Time.
Like,
yeah.
it feels like it's like, yeah, we recognize this like, in modern sci-fi, this engine probably should be bigger than what we saw in 1980s television.
Yeah.
But it's not the embarrassment that was the engine room.
Right. It's
the
not
Abrams
a brewery.
Movies. Right. And I like the Abrams movies, for everyone who's going to Twitter to complain.
Yeah, but no, that is a very common complaint of the Abrams verse. Now, this moment, definitely a good payoff. Boimler sticking up for Shax, and for once, dumping the warp core is a really good idea, and he could not be happier, and I'm so happy for him.
He's happy for himself. He is brought to tears because she finally, literal tears, because she finally listened to him check the warp core.
Yes, this is his moment. Just the fact that everybody's cheering him on made me laugh so hard.
Everyone's in the hallway.
Oh my God. Where are all these engineers coming from? Well, I guess it's security too, but still, they all got the news really quick.
Eject.
And Billups gives him the honors. That was very kind of him.
Well, it looked like two-person authentication, so that was pretty cool.
But he got to twist the keys, or whatever they were.
They both did.
Oh, they both did? I thought it was just Shax.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, it was both of them.
Okay, fine. I'm not giving Billups any credit then. He's just doing his job. But he wasn't shedding a tear over the warp core.
I'm a big sucker for ejecting the warp core. I love it whenever I see that. We saw it in Voyager. We saw it in Insurrection.
It's pretty rare. The Alito looks a little toasty.
Mm-hmm.
And nevertheless, how is the Ritos handling even more of these? They are incredible torpedoes. Just one big torpedo becoming many explosions all over the place.
It's like the Jericho missile in Iron Man.
Yeah. I mean, Ritos is looking very, very poor right now.
Yeah. Like, I really started to wonder, are they going to, like, have to abandon ship? Like, I really was wondering if the Cerritos was going to get destroyed this season.
Yeah, I think 1 second longer and they would be going to escape pods. And like, wow, is that the end of the Cerritos? Or are we going to get a Cerritos A next season? I legit went there too. But in comes Beckett Mariner and so many others. Now this is the moment.
No, which one?
Right here, where we're just like doing roll call of the California class.
Oh no, I thought there was like a specific city that like popped in your head. That you liked.
Like, okay, I'm in the San Gabriel Valley, so the closest thing for me is the West Covina, and I'll take that. That's pretty
Carlsbad.
Cool. Carlsbad, the San Clemente,
Inglewood.
Yeah, it's a big state. I understand they can't roll call every city, but this was about as cool as it gets, I guess.
And I love how Boimler was trying to keep up, like, and he started losing his breath. And I
Yeah.
absolutely loved seeing the different paint jobs on all of them. Like,
Yes.
and like, it's not just, I know, like, we've seen blue and yellow and red before, but it looks like the paint jobs are different between those colors.
I think so. Like each one has a slightly different design.
Yeah, which is really cool. I love it when Star Trek does stuff like little
Like,
details like that.
sort of like the admiral's uniforms. Like if you are the captain of a California class, do you get to determine the pattern of the saucer? Like, is that your design? Is that a rite of passage you get? I'm going to say it is. That's in my head canon.
There we go. Headcanon.
Yeah.
So this was crazy to me. This is Douglas Station, and you're telling me a single sovereign class was the only one that could help them at that moment at Douglas Station?
It's yet another Star Trek trope. It's like you're the only ship in the quadrant. You got to save the day.
Just like in Star Trek Generations, like when the Enterprise B is in the freaking solar system.
Yeah.
It's in Sol.
Come on.
And they're like, we're the only ship in the area. No, you are not.
No freaking way. How can that be?
No way you are.
No. Liars. 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 Pants on fire.
Oh.
And poor Boims. I wonder if he's kind of dropped the whole bold Boimler thing now because he's not talking about it. And he's more of himself of, this is what I've learned from experience. And I'm not sure who, like, I can't read the room entirely. So which Mariner am I dealing with and what should I say?
Yeah, he's just straightforward. It's just like, what am I dealing with here? What's going on?
Yeah, I appreciate the directness. That's the way to handle it. And Dr. Miglimoo has a nice moment with Tendi here, where, like, at first he's so useless as her advisor, but actually he's maybe doing a decent job.
So we have a return of this character
to Lynn.
And she's wearing the Maquis rank insignia.
Oh, is she?
She is.
Didn't notice
and so
that.
I'm guessing because she's wearing that, they are we're going to get an actual designation for that type of rank.
Yeah, maybe it's like a more provisional thing since she's technically not Starfleet. That would make sense.
Yeah, this is something that maybe like T'Pol would have worn.
Yeah.
Like if Enterprise was made today, like T'Pol probably would be wearing that because she's on loan from, the Vulcan,
right?
Whatever.
That makes sense to me. I was not expecting Mariner to hug her mom because her mom really did kind of screw her over, but Mariner's taking this really well. She has matured a lot.
Oh yeah, we are looking at a very different Mariner from season 1, episode 1. Like this is a huge arc where she left and came back. Like it wasn't just it wasn't just like, like I'm sticking around because I have nothing else to do. Like she left and found out that civilian life was not for her. She missed Starfleet. I feel like we're gonna see her rededicate herself.
I think so. We might even see some ambitions giving her a promotion.
Yeah, I'm wondering, like, are we going to start seeing, like, can they still be lower deckers if they're lieutenant junior grade? Like, can we see that kind of change and development? I feel like we're going to have to. Yes, it's called lower decks, but we're going to have to see some career advancement.
I think so. It's only natural. I think they have to as well. And there's always a way that you can, even if they advance, they become the next rung on the totem pole. So you might be a lieutenant, but you're lieutenant junior grade. You're not a full lieutenant yet. What does that dynamic mean?
Yeah.
You could do things like that. Like,
Absolutely.
Does it mean they can share quarters if they all get promoted, roughly? Or at least pick a roommate, maybe? That might be all right.
Because, being a lieutenant junior grade doesn't mean that you're, a senior officer.
No.
Even, Harry Kim was an ensign, but he was a senior officer, and it goes the other way too. You could be lieutenant commander, but you're not a bridge officer or you're not a senior staffer. So they can make their own rules on this one.
Absolutely.
So we're back at the Callus system.
Yes.
Where we saw Peanut Hamper and we got a glimpse of the implant.
Yes.
And so
look who it is.
Badgie's in the implant. So is Badgie in the implant or was he being reflected? I think he was in the implant, right?
I think so, but don't quote me on that because I don't know for sure. That's a good question maybe for McMahon. on Twitter.
And
So
we see a green tractor beam. So it could be Borg, could be Romulan, could be something else.
be.
We don't know.
Right. To be continued. Oh, man.
Until next friggin' year.
Until next freaking year. I know. We have to wait another whole, like, at least till next August. That's still way too long because, dang it, we love this show so much. And you know what was funny is I was just thinking this season we haven't had any Badgie. Okay, they didn't forget. Good on them. So
yeah, I was actually expecting the Alito to turn into Badgie's voice when it went rogue.
Yeah, because they did mention Badgie. It was like the same kind of faulty code that Rutherford wrote for Badgie. So I thought, oh, is Badgie going to take over the Alito maybe or something like that? Teach you a lesson? But
I seriously thought, I think it's a little bit of a missed opportunity there. I think that would have been fun.
Although there's still plenty of time.
Plenty of time.
Still find ways to make this work. I know that they're making season 4, so we'll find out when we find out. Well, that's it, everybody. Season 3 is a wrap, and we hope that you've enjoyed our third season commentaries for Second Contact. Tristan, where can people find you if they want to talk to you between now and season 4?
You can find me on Twitter at the Insane Robin, and please make sure to go to thenerdparty.com. We have a lot of great nerd shows for everybody, no matter what your taste is.
That's right. And you can find me at Oh the Profanity. Please, let's talk some Lower Decks. Let's also talk Prodigy, because today is a special day. We got 2 animated episodes of Star Trek on the same day, and I think it's the first time that's ever happened.
I still need to watch that one, so I'm very much looking forward to seeing Janeway again.
Yeah! All right, well, we better go. You need to go do that, and I think I'm going to go watch Prodigy again. So, until next August, we assume, everybody, we'll see you for season 4.
Live long and prosper!
Don't give me that sarcastic Vulcan salute.
Join the revolution. Join the Nerd Party.